Hello everyone and welcome back. Following on from our last video, today we are reviewing another one of Dell's mid-range laptops, although slightly higher in price than the last. This is the Dell Vostro 153515 Ryzen 5. This laptop retails at around £792 in the UK. However, on Dell's official website, currently you can get your hands on this machine for £514. Amazing. The specs for this machine are similar to the Ryzen 3 that we reviewed in our previous video. There are just a few slight differences. This laptop has an AMD Ryzen 5 processor, 4-core, 8-thread. It has Radeon Vega 8 graphics, 8GB DDR4 2400 RAM, 256GB NVMe SSD, 15.6-inch Full HD display, 802.11 AC Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and a 3-cell 41-hour battery. Let's unbox. The Ryzen 5 looks identical to the Ryzen 3. It is reasonably lightweight and comes in a neat and sleek design. The lid of the laptop is smooth and simple with a fully plastic case. It has a 10-key numeric keyboard with a touchpad located slightly to the left of the machine. There are a number of vents and fans across this machine. There are some just below the screen here and also a large one across the back as well. The ports on the Ryzen 5 are again identical to the Ryzen 3 machine. On the right, we have an SD card reader, a USB 2.0, an RJ45, a headset jack, and a wedge-shaped lock slot. And on the left, we have a power jack, HDMI 1.4, and two USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports. So this is the microphone and camera quality for this laptop. This will give you a rough idea of how it would look and sound when using conference calls. Time for the benchmarks. This helps give you a true idea of how the machine really works in terms of power and performance. First, we are running Cinebench. The first test we are doing is multi-core. I increased the speed by 15 as the real-time capture was very long. Next, we looked at single core. I again increased the speed by 15. The Cinebench results show that the multi-core test for this machine gave a score of 2,299, which is an average score comfortably placed in the middle of the graph. The single-core test gave a score of 871, which again is placed in the middle of the graph, giving a pretty average score. We also like to test a few other benchmarking programs, and the first one was 3D Mark. This essentially gives you an insight on how the machine will run in a game. The result we got was a low 429, not the best, again, average. Next we have PC Mark, which tests things like conference calling. Surprisingly, the results came back very poor, placing this machine at the bottom of the results graph. We then tested Geekbench, which is done in both multi-core and single-core also. The results were average, placing this machine in the middle of the graph. And the last of the productivity benchmarks is Crystal Disk Mark, which tests the read and write speeds of the machine. You can see the results for this test on the screen here. We always test the power of a machine when carrying out a review. Firstly, we test how long it would take for the laptop to charge from 0% to 100%. The result was 1 hour and 42 minutes, which is actually the best result as it took the quickest time to charge. Battery Eater essentially tests how long it takes for the battery of a machine to die when not plugged in and running at full power. The result for this was 1 hour and 10 minutes, which is rather poor as it runs out of battery the quickest on the results graph. Lastly, we have the YouTube video test. We leave a YouTube video running for as long as possible until the machine runs out of battery. The result for this machine was 7 hours and 20 minutes, which the score wasn't great, but it wasn't the worst. The thermals of this machine were also captured whilst running at full power to grasp an idea of how much heat is produced. The temperature reaches around 38 degrees as you can see here. However, if we go around the back of the machine, it gives an even hotter temperature of 42 degrees, which is very hot. So that brings us to the end of this video. To summarize, this laptop is a pretty basic machine. Like the Ryzen 3, I would probably say that this machine is best fit for business purposes. In terms of gaming and high performance / power use, we recommend going for a machine with better processing and power results. If you are looking for a machine with a more efficient performance, then the extra spend for a better quality laptop is going to be worthwhile. We hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget, feel free to like this video, subscribe if you are a new watcher, and click the notification bell so that you never miss a video. That will be all for today, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!